Hey everybody, this is Dustin, Roof Specialist. So here's a Grand Design Solitude. It's a 2017, and we haven't seen the customer in a while. And when it was last here was roughly, we'll say, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. Well, they had came in, they wanted to do a Roadmaster suspension kit, so we did that. And then we found frame cracks in it, we did that. And then also while it was here, the roof was torn. So we ended up replacing the roof. Since then, the guy, he says he's only used it one time, which is fine, but, he comes in and says, hey, my roof ACs aren't working right since you guys did the roof a year and a half ago, right? So, okay, guys, we have a 90-day warranty, but okay, guys, just do the customer a courtesy like we always do because we stand behind all our work. So go check out the ACs. So both air conditioners are running just fine. Keep in mind they are 9 years old. This is the water and the condensation that was dripping off of the back of the rear AC. And as you can see, the power cord coming up. Now we did reduce this to a 30 amp, and then we tested each AC individually because it's pretty long of a run. So in order for you to operate the rear AC and the front AC, you have to be plugged into 50 amp, unless you've done like soft starts or something like that, which this one does not have that. So if you're the owner and you're seeing this and you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna tell these guys my ACs aren't working, right? Well, hey, Dustin, something's up with my AC, it's not doing what it's doing. Okay, well, when was the last time you used it? How hot was it outside? How hot was it in the coach? What were you plugged into? Were you plugged into 50 amp? Were you plugged into 30 amp? Were you plugged into a 110 cord at your house? How long was the cord? Were the cords and the connections in good shape, right? So I'm just nagging a little bit because we went in there, we take time to go ahead and, hey, could we have made a mistake? Sure, people make mistakes, we're human. Nothing was wrong with the rear, nothing was wrong with the front. Took them down, put them back up, operated them both, checked all the connections. And again, connections on a roof AC, folks, in most cases, there's a thing called an umbilical cord. It has anywhere from like 5 to 9 connections to it that plug into a harness. You can't not plug it in correctly, right? There's 3 Romex wires that go into a box, and then there's a freeze sensor. That's it. So it's pretty, 4 bolts, take it off, take it on, and we always remove them, and we always test them before we remove them when we do a roof air conditioner service. That's something that we've done for over 25 years, and you say, well, Dustin, why would you test the roof air conditioner before you pull it off, whether you're doing a service on it or you're replacing the roof? Because it's California, and every once in a while somebody comes in and says, oh, my air conditioner was working just fine before you put your finger on it. Well, that's why we do what we do, right? So, again, we're not perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. We had a farmer employee here that installed a Roadmaster kit on this unit, and I guess there was a couple clips or lines or something that didn't get secured right. So while it's here, I said, hey guys, crawl underneath there, double check all the torques, make sure everything's lubed, double check everything. And so I took some pictures and whatnot. So the guys went and did all that fun stuff. Then another issue that, again, we're always, no matter where you go, it's us RV guys always feel like we're always getting the blame for shit that we didn't do. So this one, hey, my underbelly's hanging down. It wasn't like that before you guys did the welding and the framework. So crawl underneath there and said, hey, look, here's where we cut the underbelly. Here's where we loosened the underbelly, which was only around the bracket for the Roadmaster. However, somebody else previous to us, and I don't know if this is the original owner or second owner, cut the underbelly all the way across the whole seam. There was one layer of tape, and there was a different layer of tape, and then there was about 10 pieces of black duct tape that somebody put on there. So every RV technician knows if you're gonna cut a piece of underbelly material all the way from one side to the other, that stuff is now doing this. There's no way to stabilize it. So if in fact somebody would have done that, they would have cut it, put in a piece of wood, secured the underbelly to the wood, put black lath screws in is what we use, and Darko tape underneath. So we went ahead as a courtesy and went ahead and did this while we were down there. I think the girls are still going to charge them for a little bit of time because we told them, hey, that's something we didn't do. But it took us longer than what we're charging. So I just want you to know that when you do see this video. The other thing is the reason that tape failed in the first place. So at some point, somebody went in there and fixed it, right? or got in there for some reason. When they did that, and I'll have pictures of the tape sitting on the counter because I'm planning on giving it to the customer to show them. There is a hydraulic leak either on the ram or the fittings or the hose or something up there. It's not super bad, but we did take some pictures of it, and we're going to let them know. We're kind of on a time crunch on this one because they drove from far away, or what they consider far away. You know, we get people that come from states away to us, but, you know, hey, it's 3 hours away. Sorry, that's why it's a recreational vehicle. It's made to travel. So anyways, and I'm not trying to be a smart aleck or smart ass, but it's been one of them days, right? So buttoned it all up, took some pictures. We're going to let you know when you come in here that there's another ongoing issue. Again, this is the condensation from the rear AC leaking. The guys are all out here, you know, replacing the awning fabric material. So when we called and set an appointment, it was like, hey, we've had an awning fabric material here for, I don't know, forever. Are you going to come in and put it on? It's paid for, it's here. You know, I guess they missed a couple appointments for it, and then now they're back, so we're just replacing the material. And then you see how there's 3 ladders? Well, there was 3 guys installing this. So a lot of times, like, insurance companies and customers will say, man, you charge how much to put on an awning fabric? Well, when you have 3 guys take a power awning off, mess with LED lights, mess with the power on the awning, take the tubes off, disconnect the caps, rip the material off, put the new material on, get it all back secured, feed it all back on the coach, make sure that everything's connected right, and then test it, and then put all your ladders up, clock in and out of the job. Each one of these guys have to make notes on their job. Each one of these guys that use tools had to put those tools back up. You know, whether you have to open the coach, power the coach, if the coach batteries are good or no good. A lot of times people say, oh, my batteries are good. They're only 3 or 4 years old, but they're great, right? And they'll come in and half the stuff's not working simply because the batteries are bad. They're relying on when they plug in the coach that the converter is producing power, which is overriding the bad battery situation, which eventually turns into, hey, my converter went bad. But not in this case. I don't know. We didn't check his batteries or anything like that. So how you doing, Terry? You got it almost done?
Yeah, just about.
You're just finishing up. I see you got a cord up here and stuff that you got to take care of on it. So I was just doing kind of a negative griping video about the Underbelly, and I'm still recording, and about the stuff with the Roadmaster. So we double checked everything, we retorqued everything, we greased everything for him, make sure everything's perfect like it's supposed to be. I don't know if you were aware of the tape that was underneath, but there was 3 different layers of tape where somebody had cut it all the way across from side to side, and they never
put
no backing up in there. I was telling about that. Every RV tech knows that if you're going to cut that like that, it's now all wavy and waffly.
Piece of 1x under there.
Yep.
And screw it to the
1x. Yep. So
then tape it.
Yep. Zach just did that, and then you know, Gino here, who's sitting over here, he went in and, hey, Gino, go check out both ACs. You know, well, what's going on with them, boss? You know, I don't know. The guy says, we touched it. We must have did something wrong, right? So, and again, nothing's wrong with it. They're all working fine. So, but anyways, just know that if you come into our shop, we're no nonsense. I'm old school. You know, I'm in my early 50s. It's a family operation. Anybody that knows us know that we stand up for the consumers. We try to always do right. That's why we do lawsuits on the side that I do, where I go fly out, where attorneys hire me to say, hey, Dustin, the consumer has been done wrong by either the manufacturer or by the dealership or by another party. And they hire me to go out and check it out and see what's going on. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more. It's Dustin, RV Specialist.